How
bathroom.
does dietary fiber play a role in detoxifying?
So the three primary means in which a body detoxifies is via peeing, pooping, and sweating. And when you release bile acids into the lumen of the gut, with those bile acids come compounds that the liver has essentially deemed, has marked for removal from the body. And fiber, dietary fiber, soluble fiber specifically, sequesters these bile acids, and they're because they're absorbed by the soluble fiber, they disallow reabsorption, and so you poop them out. That's one of the reasons. That's actually the mechanism by which soluble fiber can reduce LDL cholesterol, ApoB, because it sequesters bile acids, which your liver creates using cholesterol, and so you essentially like poop out lipids, toxins. I mean, if you're not pooping on a regular basis, you're harboring, toxins. That's why I think that's probably one of the mechanisms by which fiber seems to be so consistently associated with health span, lifespan, and those observations are not necessarily causal. Like there's healthy user bias there. I think, obviously people who eat more fruits and vegetables today, they likely have other healthy dietary and lifestyle habits. Like that's clear, right? But I do think there's a mechanism for fiber to help remove some of these toxins and the like.
And is the idea behind that mechanism that fiber encourages defecation?
Fiber, the soluble fiber, like traps. It basically, bile acids get released into the lumen of the gut, which help break down fats, right? You need these compounds to break down and assimilate fats from your diet, right? But there's a very small, I believe it's at the end of the small intestine, where these acids essentially would otherwise get reabsorbed, but because they're trapped by this soluble gel-forming fiber, they get passed.
And so how is that different than what would happen if you just ate meat and you have these compounds?
That's a big question mark, but I think that's something that is not often discussed and should be discussed. One of the potential benefits of fiber is the fact that it helps trap toxins in the gut.
And meat does not?
No. Meat is a low residue food. Meat is largely absorbed in the small intestine. I mean, when people, the bulk of stool is made up of fiber and dead bacteria and cells that have been sloughed off the, epithelial layer of the large intestine, small intestine. But yeah, fiber is generally what makes up, the majority of stool.
And if you just eat meat, then what is your stool?
Well, I've never personally done a carnivore diet, and I'm not a gastroenterologist, but, carnivore dieters say that they poop fine, but I think it's a missed opportunity to not be getting fiber in your diet. I don't think that the carnivore diet long-term is optimal. Short-term, and also I will say that people that see reprieve from awful conditions like, Crohn's or, IBS or whatever these autoimmune conditions are that people who adopt carnivore diets see, like I would never say stop doing this diet that seems to be helping you. Like I would never say that.
So the primary function of fiber that you think is beneficial versus having a carnivore diet is the fact that it can absorb these compounds inside the gut, whereas if you're just eating meat, that's not going to happen.
Correct. I think that's one of the benefits of fiber. I think fiber has a few benefits. So for one, fiber is satiating. It's not as satiating as protein, but it does mechanically stretch out the stomach, which, turns off the hunger hormone ghrelin. So fiber containing foods are satiating because it's, are beneficial because they're satiating. Two, for this lipid regulation, hormone regulation, toxin removal function that fiber plays. But then three, fiber seems to promote gut bacterial diversity. There are some studies that suggest otherwise, that it's not necessarily the fiber, it's fermented foods that play a larger role in promoting gut bacterial diversity. But we know that fiber feeds gut bacteria, and as a result, we get beneficial postbiotic compounds like sodium butyrate, which is anti-inflammatory, feeds cells in the gut that use it as a fuel source. So I think there are a few benefits to fiber consumption. I'm not like one of these I don't think that fiber is the primary thing that we should be looking for in the diet necessarily. I prioritize protein. I think eating, a protein-rich diet, there seems to be many benefits of that. And fiber is it's not an essential nutrient, but it does seem to do good things in the body. So, I'm not anti-fiber.